Y'all, I just realized that there was something in my teeth the entire time I was filming. Moment of silence. Moment of silence for me right now because this is fucking embarrassing. Hi everyone, my name is Shy and welcome to my channel. Happy spring, everyone. Happy motherfucking spring. I was motherfucking tired. Sick and tired of the motherfucking cold, okay? I'm sorry. I had to get aggressive because y'all don't understand. Like, I've been in the house all winter. Like, winter is not a time where I want to be outside. I really fucking hate being cold. And it's like, no matter how much I bundle up, I'm always fucking cold. And no, I'm not anemic. I've gotten the test done. I'm not anemic. But yet, I'm always motherfucking cold. I really hate it. Like, I get cold so easily. And it's actually very annoying at this point. But anyways, I'm real happy that it's spring. Y'all don't understand. I'm so happy it's spring. Finally. I'm glad the groundhog ain't lie. Amen. Hallelujah. But also happy spring because I think spring represents like a brighter new season for life. Brighter opportunities, brighter days, brighter moods. Like, I don't know, like spring just, I don't know. It just signifies like, to me, coming out of hermit mode because all winter I was in hermit mode. Y'all, I barely leave the house. It's not okay. But now that it's springtime, I'm feeling like this shift in my life and in my like emotions, in my feelings and my desires to be outside, to be out of my shell, to experience more. I just feel this great inclination to get out and give to the world and receive. I know that some people say that spring is the actual new year, and I believe that spiritually. Spring really is that season where everything kind of gets brighter and things start to turn around because we all have those low seasons in life. Life does not discriminate. That's one thing life don't do. Life do not discriminate. And I'm gonna tell y'all that from now. I remember I seen posts that people were like, oh, if a lot of bad things happen to you, I'm gonna just assume you're a bad person. Bitch, bad shit happens to everybody. Life don't fucking discriminate. Bad shit happen to everybody. Everybody has their low seasons. Everybody has those times. Like, that's just real. But anyways, I think spring is one of the brighter seasons and I'm really happy to see what spring has in store. Anyways, y'all see the makeup? Get into it. Get into it. I've been wanting to do more abstract makeup looks and I keep pussying out every time I do my makeup. I start to do my makeup and I'm like, I'm gonna just go with old reliable, you know, an old wing and just some like nice eyeshadow and call it a day. No, I need to do some more shit. So I decided today I was gonna draw like some clouds. And I think it really eats, like, it eats down. Okay, like it really eats down. I've been experimenting with my makeup lately and my style and clothes, and I just feel like I'm getting happier with the way that I decorate myself, if that makes sense. I'm getting so much happier with it. Like, I'm getting so much more satisfied. And I remember there was a time where I literally did not feel satisfied with my style. I hated the way that I did my makeup. So this is really like a big jump for me. But anyways, I be getting so off topic, like, but I'm not gonna be mean to myself about it. And that is actually the theme of this video. The topic of this video. Anyways, the topic of this video is dealing with shame as a person with ADHD. And I can get even more specific and say dealing with shame as a Black woman with ADHD. This is something that I really want to talk about because a few months ago, I was really heavily dealing with shame and guilt from like my symptoms of my ADHD, like just not being able to get things done, not being able to focus. I felt so much fucking shame and guilt for like my brain working that way. There's a lot of guilt that comes with having ADHD that people might not even realize, mostly because of the way that neurotypical people perceive people with ADHD. Growing up, I was always perceived to be lazy, perceived to be like I didn't want to do anything. And that really wasn't the case. I just literally had ADHD. Untreated ADHD at that. Do you know how hard it is to deal with mental illnesses untreated? Not enough people talk about that shit. Like, that shit is hard. That shit is really hard. You think that something's wrong with you. Like, maybe you're just not good enough at doing these things that people expect you to do. But in reality, it's just that your brain works differently. And, this is something that I had to realize and learn as a person with ADHD. And I just want to talk about it because I know that so many people are feeling this way. So a few months ago, I was really dealing with a lot of shame. And I just wanted kind of like some answers, some direction on how I can deal with shame as a person with ADHD. So I went searching on YouTube, I went searching on TikTok, I went searching on Google, and I found some stuff, but honestly, I didn't really find enough video-based content on it, and that's when I was like, ding, 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 I should make a video about it because I'm a real bitch. And I need to be real with my bitches. I need to be real about ADHD. ADHD is not some quirky hee 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 ha ha I can't focus. I need to breathe. Like, I'm so out of breath right now from talking. Calm down. ADHD is not some quirky, like, easy to deal with disorder. It's really, really hard to navigate life as a person with ADHD, especially in a society that's pretty much built for people who don't have ADHD and who aren't neurodivergent. So it's really hard to navigate the world, especially if you don't even know that you have ADHD. A big thing about ADHD that a lot of people don't talk about is that it can really skew your perception of yourself, and it really fucks with your sense of self-worth. Like, you start to feel like you are inherently flawed. Like, there's something wrong with you. Like, you just don't understand why you can't do what you need to do. It's not like you don't want to do it. A lot of times we get stuck in ADHD paralysis where it's like we are sitting there seemingly being nonchalant about not getting shit done, but in reality, in our heads, we're like beating ourselves the fuck up over it. Like, we're like, why can't I get this done? What's wrong with me? Why can't I just do one simple thing? And it's like, I realized through experience that shaming myself for having ADHD does not help me actually work through it. It doesn't help me actually get things done. It doesn't help me at all. Honestly, it's just kind of makes me go around in this cycle of self-resentment, self-hatred, self-doubt. You just go around in a circle of not getting anything done and then hating yourself, and then not getting anything done and then hating yourself and being mad at yourself for not getting anything done and then not getting anything done. And it kind of just continues on and on. I realized that the only way that I was able to get myself out of that cycle was to give myself grace and to stop being so mean to myself and to stop shaming myself. You know how neurotypical people perceive people with ADHD? It's like when we shame ourselves for having ADHD, we're literally perpetuating the exact same stigma on ourselves. We aren't allowing ourselves to exist and allowing our brains to function the way that it does. We are working against ourselves. We're expecting ourselves to be something that we're fucking not. Expecting yourself to be something that you're not is always a setup for motherfucking failure, okay? It is a setup. It's a setup. You know, I realize how many mental prisons that I have like continued to lock myself in. Even after being away from the people that conditioned me to think this way, I still kind of find myself in these mental prisons that I choose to stay locked in. And, you know, I continue to decide that I will no longer lock myself up in this prison of being horrible to myself. Like I said in my last video, give yourself grace. I think that that is really key to dealing with shame with ADHD. And I would like to talk about it as a Black woman. As a Black woman, you deserve all the grace in the world. This world is so fucking hard on us. This world is so incredibly hard on us. And it's like the world will be harsh to us, but we cannot be harsh to ourselves, and we cannot be harsh to our other Black women. Like, we need to build community, we need to support each other, but most of all, we need to support ourselves. You cannot continue to shame yourself for having ADHD. Babe, it's not your fault, and it is okay. It is okay. You don't need to be neurotypical to be good enough. You are good enough already. Let me just say that from now. You are more than enough already. You don't need to be free of ADHD to be good enough, because baby, I promise you, you're good enough right now in this moment. We need to release ourselves from the expectation of being neurotypical. We need to release ourselves from the expectation of being fucking perfect, because regardless, you do not need to shame yourself ever. Like, there's never a time that we should be shaming ourselves. And you know, I saw this post on Instagram the other day, and it was like, if shaming yourself worked, why hasn't it worked already? And that shit spoke volumes, bitch, because why hasn't it fucking worked already? Like, why? We've been doing it all our lives, you know. Why it's not working? Because it don't fucking work. I have literally decided that I was going to stop stigmatizing myself and judging myself for having ADHD, and I was going to work with my ADHD. And you know what? We need to think of our ADHD as a superpower, because it is. Being you is a superpower. So everything about you is also a superpower. So we need to use it to our advantage. It is perfectly okay to have ADHD. In my opinion, honestly, if you want me to be honest, I feel like neurotypical people are the fucking weird ones. Like, I don't understand neurotypical people. I just feel like they're the weird ones. Neurodivergent people, like, I don't understand how we're the weird ones. I'm just saying. Y'all seem like the fucking weird ones to me. I'm just gonna say that. We need to be acceptant of ourselves and of our ADHD. Radical acceptance. That has been my motto for the past year. Radical acceptance. Radically accepting your ADHD and radically accepting that, hey, it takes time. It takes time to get into routines for us. It takes time to start getting into different habits. It takes time. It literally takes time, and that's okay. You don't need to be perfect. You literally don't need to be perfect. It is okay that things take time, and honestly, I've been making it a practice to kind of think of it as an experiment. I'm experimenting with my ADHD. I'm experimenting and seeing what works for me. I do things like I try to work in different environments to see if that makes me work better. You know, I try to see if using background noise, like dark noise, brown noise, pink noise, white noise, things like that. Like, I try to experiment with different noises and see what helps me concentrate better. I work in different intervals of time. Sometimes I'll do straight work for like a 2-hour block, or sometimes I'll do 45 minutes and then pause for 30 minutes and then do 45 minutes again of work. You know, like, you need to experiment with yourself. You can't expect yourself to fucking have all the answers, especially when you haven't even really, you know, given yourself that grace to truly explore it without being so heavily shamed and judged for it. Give yourself grace and become an ADHD scientist. Not even an ADHD scientist, become a you scientist. Become a scientist when it comes to you and investigating everything about you. You need to be curious when it comes to you, because you're the one living this life. You know, like, we need to learn more about ourselves. And I think that being a scientist about it is such a great way to go about it. In conclusion, I will say that the biggest lesson that I learned about dealing with shame as a Black woman with ADHD is giving myself grace. Giving myself grace, radically accepting myself, radically accepting that my days won't look the same every day. My productivity won't look the same every day. And also, I forgot to mention this, celebrating small wins. And I say small with quotations because nothing is small. Like, those little things that you get done, you need to fucking praise yourself, bitch. Like, oh my God, I can't even tell you how proud I am of you and how much you need to be proud of yourself. Like, all those little things, they're not little. You did that and you're doing a great job, and you need to uplift yourself. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's just brushing your teeth in the morning. You fucking did that, bitch. You did that. You did that. Like, you ate that. Hands down. So give yourself credit. Give yourself grace. Give yourself praise. You gotta be your cheerleader. Look at it as if it was like child you. When I was a child, my ADHD symptoms were perceived as laziness, were perceived as me just trying to be difficult, me just being dramatic. And, you know, would you, as an adult now, would you say to a child, oh, why can't you do anything right? Why can't you just get this done? What's wrong with you? You wouldn't say that to a child. You would not say that to a child. You would help that child. You would work with that child. You would be patient with that child as they figure things out in life. And you need to be that way with yourself, because you are just trying to figure things out in life and you need just as much grace. So if I don't stop myself here, I'm going to talk forever. Y'all know I got a problem. Once again, I got ADHD. But I really enjoyed talking about this because having ADHD affects my entire existence. And I was diagnosed very late in my life because I am a Black woman, because ADHD goes uncharted and unrecognized in Black women for a very long time. A lot of times we get misdiagnosed because of the lack of care for Black women when it comes to like pretty much every single department of anything. So this topic is extremely important to me. It is extremely important to me. So I really want to keep making videos about it. And I hope that this resonated with anybody. I hope that this gave anybody a different perspective, because this is something, like a video like this was something that I was looking for when I was really dealing with those heavy feelings of shame. And I just really hope that I could just at least touch somebody's heart and somebody's life with these words and these lessons that I learned on my own. So I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.